Brought to you by Penguin.
Sonny Boy by Al Pacino. This is the author. To Charlie, to my granddad, and to my mom. I have written a memoir I thought I never would. Naturally, I hope you enjoy it. I've always been comfortable being a private person. Of course, writing a book and talking about one's life, or let's say parts of one's life, is in and of itself an invitation. Like you're opening the door and asking everyone to come on in. I've had a long life, and I've tried to cover some of it here and give you a general idea of the kind of road I've traveled. It's been pretty twisty, turny, and there's a few bumps along the way. I'm still on that road, as a matter of fact. I hope you have a good time, and I thank you for your interest. Chapter 1, A Blade of Grass. I was performing since I was just a little boy. My mother used to take me to the movies when I was as young as 3 or 4 years old. She did menial work and factory jobs during the day, and when she came home, the only company she had was her son. So she'd bring me with her to the movies. She didn't know that she was supplying me with a future. I was immediately attached to watching actors on the screen. Since I never had playmates in our apartment and we didn't have television set yet, I would have nothing but time to think about the movie I had seen the night before. I'd go through the characters in my head and I would bring them to life in a way, one by one, in the apartment I lived in. I learned at an early age to make friends with my imagination. The movies were a place where my mother could hide in the dark and not have to share her Sonny Boy with anyone else. That was her nickname for me, the one she gave me first, before everyone else started calling me Sonny, too. She called me Sonny Boy. It was something she picked up from the movies where she had heard Al Jolson sing it in a song that became very popular. It went like this. Climb upon my knee, Sonny Boy. Though you're only 3, Sonny Boy, you've no way of knowing, there's no way of showing what you mean to me, Sonny Boy. It stuck in her head for a dozen years, and at my birth in 1940, the song was still so vivid in my mother that she would sing it to me. I was my parents' first child, my grandparents' first grandchild, and they made a big fuss over me. My father was all of 18 years old when I was born, and my mother was just a few years older. Suffice it to say that they were young even for that time. I probably hadn't turned 2 years old yet when they split up. The first couple of years of my life, my mother and I spent constantly moving around, no stability and no certainty. We lived together in furnished rooms in Harlem, and then we moved finally to her parents' apartment in the South Bronx. We hardly got any support from my father. Eventually, we were allotted $5 a month by a court, which was enough to cover our room and board at her parents' place. Many years later, when I was 14, my mother took my father to court again to plead for more money, which he said he didn't have and which we didn't get. I thought the judge was very unfair to my mom. It would take decades for the courts to have some sense about a single mother's needs. To find the earliest memory I have of being together with both of my parents, I have to go way back to when I'm about 3 or 4 years old. Now, I'm watching some movie with my mother in the balcony of the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?